It's 2041, and the world's heartbeat has long since stopped. What was once alive, what once thrived, now lingers in silence. The cities that were once alive with noise and people have turned into empty mausoleums, the shadows of the past clinging to the broken walls. This is Chicago now, just another graveyard in a world full of them. Two figures stand in the debris-filled streets, eyes darting left and right, always on alert. It's not the buildings that worry them, it's what lurks in the cracks, what crawls in the dark. These two, best friends since childhood, are fighting not just for survival, but for a future that's as uncertain as the skies above them. Mason and Riley. The last ones left of a group that had once numbered 6. Their journey south started with hope. Hope for safety. Hope for Florida, where the whispers of survival communities had echoed through broken radios and desperate conversations with strangers. But now, standing in the ruins of what used to be their home, that hope feels thinner, like a thread fraying with each passing day. Mason, the stronger of the two, had always been the leader. Quick to make decisions, always thinking ahead. His face, once full of life and laughter, is now a hardened mask of resolve. He had seen too much to let fear take over. Behind his sharp blue eyes is the weight of every loss, every close call, every decision that brought them both closer to the edge. Riley, though, wears her heart on her sleeve, her fear more visible. She's clever, always the thinker, the planner, but fear creeps into her thoughts like a poison. And in this world, fear can be deadly. They stand side by side now, staring down the long, crumbled street that once led them to everything: work, friends, normal life. Now it leads to uncertainty, danger, death. But they have no choice. We should have left earlier. It's getting dark, we don't have time for this. Her voice trembles, though she tries to steady it. She's right. Night is when they hunt. Mason tightens his grip on the makeshift weapon in his hand, a crowbar slick with old blood. He doesn't answer right away. He's thinking about the last time they had ventured out too late, and the price they paid. You hear that? Her voice is a whisper now, barely holding back panic. They both hear it. A low, sickening sound drifting from the shadows between the buildings, where the streets break off into alleys of decay. The dead don't walk in daylight, but dusk is when they start to stir. They needed to move. But moving through a city like this is like walking through a minefield. One wrong turn, one careless sound, and the dead will follow. And not just them. There are others. The desperate, the broken, the savage, all willing to kill for a can of food, for a drop of water. We should go back. Hole up for the night. We can move in the morning. Mason shakes his head, glancing to the horizon. There isn't time. The supplies are running low, and they haven't seen fresh water in days. Besides, staying in one place, that's how you die in this world. No. We keep moving. They step quietly through the ruins, every sound heightened in the stillness. A rustle of wind through broken glass, the distant groan of a collapsing building, every noise could be something else. Something worse. Mason. Riley's voice comes out in a sharp whisper, her hand tugging at Mason's sleeve. But Mason's already seen it. One of them. A walker. Its decayed eyes, empty and soulless, lock onto them. The sound of its feet dragging across the broken pavement sends a shiver down their spines. They've fought these things before, but it never gets easier. Every encounter could be the last. Keep quiet. We can slip past it. But even as he says it, he knows it's a gamble. The thing isn't alone. Where there's one, there's always more. And when the horde comes, there's no stopping it. The walker's guttural moans grow louder. It's close now, too close. They're almost past it when. A loud clatter of metal, Riley knocks over a piece of scrap. Shit. The walker's head jerks toward the sound, its dead eyes locking onto Riley. It lets out a horrifying screech, one that echoes down the street like a warning bell. Run. Mason doesn't hesitate. He grabs Riley's arm, pulling her into a sprint. Behind them, the sound of feet dragging and scraping grows, and it's not just one walker anymore. More of them. Crawling from the cracks in the buildings, rising from the shadows, like they'd been waiting for this moment. The dead always wait. Their feet pound against the pavement as they run, dodging debris, broken cars, the remnants of a world that once made sense. But the walkers are gaining. We're not gonna make it. Don't say that. Mason's voice is sharp, cutting through the panic. He knows she's right, though. They're outnumbered, and the dead don't tire. Then, Mason spots it, a fire escape, dangling from the side of a crumbling building. It's their only chance. Up there, go! They scramble up the rusted metal, Riley first, Mason right behind her. The walkers reach for them, pale, decayed fingers just missing their ankles as they climb higher and higher. Safe for now. But how long will that last? We need to keep moving. They'll find a way up. Chicago, their home, now nothing more than a prison. And the night is just beginning. How much further to Florida? Mason doesn't answer right away. He doesn't know anymore. Florida feels like a dream, distant and unreachable. Too far. Too far, maybe. But they have no other choice. The road ahead is long. And the dead are patient. They always are.